Hello and welcome to Trading After Midnight. This show is seeking to be 100% transparent and show the exact portfolio of a professional trader. I have been trading for over a decade, but only professionally full-time for a couple of years. But it has taken a long time for me to finally become disciplined and be able to support my family doing trading. And it has taken a long time to get the mindset, and I want to share that with those. And I think I have been able to do that and can share that information with those who truly want to become a professional trader. And I think doing these videos will be good for myself and for others. So let's start by looking at my current portfolio here. I currently have 5 positions. I am only up on 2 positions. I did close a couple of very good positions on Friday, and Starbucks and Carvana. So those were very nice gains. I wanted to close some solid wins into the end of last week. These are my current positions now: CN, CRM, CTVA, SoFi, and WTW. I am only up on CTVA and SoFi. The other 3 I am down on, but we will go through all of the charts. And after the first episode, I think the other episodes, I'm not sure if they'll be longer or shorter, but we will know all my other trades that I have in the portfolio, and I will only be, posting a video when I make a new trade, and I will not be having that many trades a week. So, because if you're a good trader, you don't make that many trades, unlike, the myth is that good traders are making tons and tons of trades, but honestly, most good traders only make a couple of trades. So that's the most important thing for you to learn if you want to be a professional trader. So we can go through my current charts of the trades that I have going on here. So this is CTVA. This is an agricultural company, which, I see a chart I like, and then I look into what it does. That's kind of how it goes. I don't really know what most of these companies do, honestly, but I look up a chart and then I'm like, oh, I like that. And then I see what they do. But this is an agricultural type stock. So the most important thing that I look for in charts, I love trading trend lines. Trend lines are like the best thing to trade because you can have easy upside to low downside. You kind of know when to stop out, when it's time to get out, when a trend line breaks. But this has a beautiful trend line over, the course of a year here, and I got in at 75.70, so I got in a great position. I am just trying. So when you get in a trade, you want to know like when your entry is and when your exit is. You always want to have a plan. You don't just want to, buy in and then, cross your fingers, see what you're going to end. So I got in at 75.70 and I wanted to get it at 79.50. We're in at 78.59 right here. So we're almost to my exit. So if I get out at 79.50, that will be about $1,000 profit in about, a week and a half. So, hey, on that one trade right to there, that'll be a little bit over $1,000. So 10 trades around that, that's, $10,000-$12,000 a month. That's pretty good. So that's the first position there. So then WTW here is an insurance company. So I really liked this trade when I saw it. They had this big gap down on earnings. Their earnings were actually a big beat, but they dropped it down for some weird reason. I forget the exact reason, but I like seeing big gap downs when the earnings were actually good. So that generally is a good thing for swing traders. So they made this nice inverse head and shoulders. It's not technically an inverse head and shoulders, but when you get into swing trading, you know that all bullish reversal patterns are pretty much similar to inverse head and shoulders, but it made this nice almost inverse head and shoulders here. It's getting so close to breaking out, but hasn't quite. And it made inverse head and shoulders, but also this upsloping channel means that it's getting very, very close to breaking out. You know, it technically is outside the channel here, but it's still, there's so much bullishness in this chart here. So I really like this one. I am, you know, like 2.5%, 3% out of the money on this one, but it has a lot of upside here. So I am liking this chart a lot. Then CN is a really beaten down, you know, I think hardware type stock. You know, this can be a very fast moving stock. I generally honestly don't like trading these fast moving tech stocks. I generally like the slower moving stocks, honestly, but this chart is just too perfect. I am down, you know, a fair amount on this one. This is one of my bigger down ones, but I am still not very worried about it, honestly. When you have the technicals on your side, when you have this beautiful chart on your side, an RSI of 36, beautiful trend line, and you're down, you know, 3, 4.5%, and you see this, and you know, it can move so much, you know, it has so much, you know, support right below you, right on this trend line. You know that you're not worried at all. So if you didn't have a beautiful chart like this, then you may be worried, you know, at night. That's, you know, what's going to happen. Is it going to gap down? You know, even if the market has a huge bad news, you know, these stocks generally with these beautiful charts aren't going to be moving against you as much as other charts that are up way much. But I mean, you can see it's down, you know, 30% in like 2 weeks, and it's on this beautiful support here. Algorithms are going to be snatching this up. You know, it didn't really bounce on Friday when the other stocks were bouncing, but honestly, when it's perfectly into this channel, the algorithms are going to be scanning over the weekend, and it honestly won't surprise me if it has a big move this coming week. So that's CN. Then we have Salesforce, which is another beautiful trend line here. Look at that. I would not be surprised. I can't believe, you know, it also has been selling off. Look at this major sell off. You know, it did break this trend line a little bit here, but you need to see the, you know, stocks are honestly living, breathing things. And as you can see, each time it has went below the trend line a little bit before shooting back up. So you don't need to panic too much on these. You know, every time it's went below the trend line a little bit and then shot up. So I will not be surprised to have a big move up. All the software sector is being beaten up right now, so I am down on that one, but not too worried about that. And I got in this one at the exact bottom. I'm so proud of this one. I got this one. And you know, SoFi, I got my 1738. So yeah, I got in like here on Friday. So yeah, I am so proud of that. I got in at the very bottom, already up nearly 3% on that, almost above this trend line here. So I will not be, you know, I expect to make $20 on this week. So when, you know, retail traders love SoFi. So when the technicals line up perfectly on a stock that retail traders love trading, it's just like perfect. You know, I could easily see this making $20 in a week, which would be, I don't even know how much of a gain that is, but that's like 12, 15%. What's 18? Yeah, between, it's like what, over 10% for sure. So if this can get to 20 this week, that would be like monster gains. So What you realize is just doing these small gains on these stocks. You don't have to do crazy options. You don't have to do crazy leverage. I don't trade leverage anymore. I don't do the 2x, 3x ETFs. Very rarely do I do. There's been a couple of times I've traded SOXL, SOXL, the 3x. Semiconductor ETF where it's been so obvious that's going to go up. I can't help myself because it's just easy money sometimes. I just know that's going to go up watching this market, but I very rarely do leverage. I've lost my butt on some options over the day, so I've learned not to do that. So that is a trap. So, easy come, easy go. You make money in options easily, you can lose money easy in options. So anyway, I hope you liked this video, and each time I make a new trade, I will post the chart, explain why I am getting in on it, and yeah, thanks very much. Bye.